Hello students, welcome to Mam and Me Academy. I am your mathematics educator Bipul Babu, and today let us continue our second chapter. In this video, we will discuss the relationship between zeros and the coefficients of a polynomial. In the previous video, I told you about the zeros of a polynomial. I hope you have understood that. Now let us see what is the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of a quadratic polynomial. In this video, we will discuss about only that quadratic polynomial. So let us assume a quadratic polynomial here. Let px is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Let this be a quadratic polynomial, and here one condition is there that a should not be equal to 0. Why a should not be equal to 0? If the value of a is 0, then this term will vanish, right? This term will vanish and you will be left with bx plus c, which is a linear polynomial. Okay, so a should not be equal to 0. Now since you know that the degree of this polynomial is 2, that means there will be 2 zeros for this polynomial, right? We discussed in the previous video. Now let us assume 2 zeros. Let alpha and beta, these are two Greek letters, okay, alpha and beta. Let alpha and beta be 2 zeros of the polynomial. Let alpha and beta be 2 zeros of px. Now since alpha and beta are the 2 zeros of px, this implies that x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of px, right? This you have studied in your ninth standard, okay, in the remainder theorem. Okay, if you are not able to understand this, let me give an example for you. Let px equals to x square minus 1 be a quadratic polynomial, and you know that 1 is a 0 of this polynomial, because if you put the value of x as 1, you will get 0 only after solving. Okay, so 1 is a 0 of this polynomial, which means that x minus 1 can divide x square minus 1, right? X minus 1 can divide x square minus 1, or we can say that x minus 1 is a factor of x square minus 1. Similarly, you also know that minus 1 is a 0 of a polynomial. Minus 1 is also a 0 of this polynomial. You can write that x plus 1 is a 0 of this polynomial. So you know the trick now. If the sign of the 0 is positive, you take x minus 1 as the factor of the polynomial. If the sign of the 0 is negative, you take positive. That means you have to reverse the sign of the 0. Here you can see that alpha, it is positive only. Okay, so we can write x minus alpha. Similarly, beta is positive here, so you can say that x minus beta are the factors of px. Now since these two are the factors of px, you can write px as k times x minus alpha and x minus beta. Can you write this? Yes. Okay, now where k is any constant, k is any constant, it can have any value. Now let us simplify the right hand side. So you will get px equals to, keep k outside the bracket, you will get x square minus beta x minus alpha x plus alpha beta, right? You know how to multiply the brackets, right? Okay, now let us take x common from the second and the third term. Okay, let us take x common here. If we take x common, you can see that minus alpha plus beta. Okay, I have rearranged them. Okay, so you will get x square minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta. Now let us multiply k. Okay, px is equals to k times x square minus k times alpha plus beta x plus k times alpha beta. Okay, you can see this. Now let us try to compare the left hand side with the right hand side. For this, let us write the value of px here. Px is ax square plus bx plus c equals to, your right hand side is kx square minus k times alpha plus beta into x plus k alpha beta. Now let us compare. Okay, on comparing both sides, both sides. What you'll get? You'll see that the coefficient of x square on the left hand side, sorry, on the right hand side is k, and on the left hand side it is a. So you can say that the value of k is a, right? It should be equal, no? Because these are the same polynomials. Now, on comparing the second term, you can see that the coefficient of x here is b. Here the coefficient of x is minus k into beta plus alpha. Okay, so you can write that b is equals to minus k alpha plus beta. Okay, let us assume this as first equation and this one as second equation, and you can see that the value of c will be k times alpha beta. So c equals to k alpha beta. K alpha beta. This is your third equation. Now substitute the value of k as a in second and the third equation. Okay. Put the value of k equals to a in equation 2 and 3. When you will substitute the value of k as a here in the second equation, you will get b equals to minus a alpha plus beta, right? And when you will substitute the value of k as a here in the third equation, you will get c equals to a times alpha beta, right? Now let us try to find the value of alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta, it will be minus a will be transposed to the left hand side, that means minus b upon a. This is your sum of roots. What is this? Sum of roots. You can say that the sum of roots or zeros. Okay, sum of zeros is minus b upon a. Similarly, let us try to find the value of alpha beta. You will get c upon a. This is product of zeros. This is what? Product of zeros. I hope you have understood this. Now let us summarize this. Okay, now let us summarize the relationship, which is if px equals to ax square plus bx plus c is the quadratic polynomial with the condition that a should not be equal to 0, and if alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial px, then we can derive the relationship as, we got the relationship as sum of zeros which is alpha plus beta equals to minus b upon a. What did we get? Minus b upon a. Now we can see that alpha and beta are the zeros, okay, and alpha plus beta will be the sum of zeros. Here it is equal to minus b upon a. B is the coefficient of x, right? B is the coefficient of x upon a is the coefficient of x square, right? A is the coefficient of x square. So you saw that what is the relationship between the sum of the zeros and the coefficient? The sum of the zeros is equals to the negative of the coefficient of x upon the coefficient of x square. Similarly, we got the product of zeros. What was the product of zeros? Product of zeros can be represented as alpha beta, which was equal to c upon a, right? C upon a. C is what? C is the constant term. C is the constant term. And what is a here? A is the coefficient of x square. A is the coefficient of x square. Now, if suppose you have been given the value of sum of zeros and the product of zeros, then you can form the polynomial. You can form the polynomial as the formula will be, the formula to make, I'm writing here, the formula to form a quadratic polynomial is as follows. Okay, it is px equals to k times, the value of k can be any number, okay, k times x square minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta. Okay, what is it? If you know the value of sum of zeros and the product of zeros, you can construct the polynomial. You can construct the polynomial. Let us see some examples based upon it, then you will understand it better. Now let us see the example 2, which says find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10 and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial. Now very first step is to name the polynomial. Let us name it. Let px is equals to x square plus 7x plus 10. Now how to find the zeros of the polynomial? The very first step in finding the zeros of polynomial is to factorize the given polynomial. Now how to factorize it? You have studied in the 9th standard, right? Splitting the middle term method, right? We will use splitting the middle term method to factorize this particular polynomial, for which I need to find the product. Product of what? Product of the coefficient of x square and the constant term. Here in this polynomial it is 1 into 10, which is 10 only. Okay, in 10 it is 10 plus 10. Okay, this sign will tell you whether you have to take the sum or the difference. Okay, since here it is plus 10, that means you have to take the sum. Now we have to find the factors of 10. Find the factors of 10 such that the sum of the factors is your middle term 7. Okay, I'll tell you a trick to solve this. Factorize 10. You can see that 1 into 10 is 10. Okay, 2 5s are 10. Only 2 factors are possible. Okay, 2 pair of factors are possible. Here, sum it. 1 plus 10 is 11, which is not equal to 7, right? 5 plus 2 is 7. That means this is your factor. Okay, 2 and 5 will be your factors of 10. Now, how to write this? You can write px equals to x square plus. You will split the middle term, right? You will write 7 as 5 plus 2 or 2 plus 5. Okay, into x plus 10. Open the brackets. X square plus 5x plus 2x plus 10. Okay, now take common from these two terms and common from these two terms. I'll give you a trick for this. Only take common from these two terms, first two terms. You will get x as common here and you will be left with x plus 5 in the bracket. Okay, the tip and the trick is that repeat this step here. Okay, write this bracket here also. Okay, don't take common at first. You just write the bracket here, the same bracket with the same sign. Okay, now you see what can be the common in 2x and 10. It is 2, right? And do notice whether the sign of this terms have changed, whether the sign of this is same or not. It is same. If the signs are same, no, then mark it as plus 2. Okay, mark it as plus. If the sign has been changed here, then you will write minus sign here. Now your one bracket will be x plus 2, x plus 2. Okay, and the second bracket will be x plus 5. Now since you have factorized it, now it is very easy to calculate the zeros. You will write for zeros, this will be the heading. For zeros, px should be equal to 0, right? For zeros, px should be equal to 0. Now we will put the value of px here, x plus 2 into x plus 5 equals to 0. When is the product 0? When is the product of two numbers 0? Either of them is 0 or both of them 0, right? So we can write this implies that x plus 2 is equal to either x plus 2 equals to 0 or x plus 5 equals to 0. When you will put x plus 2 equal to 0, you will get x equals to minus 2, right? X equals to minus 2 or x equals to minus 5, right? X equals to minus 5. So these are your two zeros of this polynomial. Now we have to verify the relationship. Now for which we have the value of alpha as minus 2, right? We can take the value of alpha as minus 2 and the value of beta as minus 5. Now sum of zeros, the relationship, first relationship was sum of zeros equals to minus b upon a. Substitute the value, sum of zeros minus 2 plus minus 5, right, equals to minus, what is the value of b here? The value of b is 7. What is b? The coefficient of x. So here it is 7 upon the value of a is 1, coefficient of x square, right, 1. Solve the left hand side, it will be minus 7, and the right hand side is also minus 7. That means your LHS equals to RHS. That means we have verified one relationship, right? Now let us see the product of zeros. Product of zeros. Product of zeros equals to C upon A, right? Do remember the formulas. Product of zeros equals to C upon A. What is the product? Minus 2 into minus 5, right, equals to C. The value of C is 10 upon the value of A is 1. You will see that left hand side it is 10 and the right hand side it is 10. That means LHS equals to RHS. That means we have verified the relationship which we have discovered, right? Now let us see the third example. Now let us see example third, which says find the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 3 and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. Now very first step is to name the polynomial. Let us name it. Let px is equals to x square minus 3. Now you can see that there is no middle term here. That means we will not use the splitting the middle term, right? Instead we will use a formula. How? Let us see. We can write this as x square minus root 3 square. Can we write 3 as the square of root 3? Yes. Now we can using the identity, a square minus b square, right? It is similar to a square minus b square, which is equals to a plus b times a minus b, right? Here the value of a is x and the value of b is root 3. Now let us substitute this. We can factorize px is equals to a plus b, right? So x plus root 3. In the next bracket you can write x minus root 3. Now we have factorized the polynomial. Now for zeros you will write the heading. For zeros px is equals to 0. Px should be equal to 0. Now put the value of px here. X plus root 3 times x minus root 3 will be equal to 0. This implies that either x plus root 3 is 0, right? X plus 3 is root 3 is 0, or x minus root 3 is equals to 0. If x plus root 3 is 0, that means x will be equal to minus root 3, and if x minus root 3 equal to 0, you will get the value of x as root 3. That means the value of alpha is minus root 3 and the value of beta is root 3. So let alpha equals to minus root 3 and beta is equals to root 3. Okay, you can interchange the value. It is not necessary that the very first value is alpha. Okay, alpha can be root 3 also. Now put the heading as verification. Now we have to verify the relationship, right? So very first relationship is sum of zeros, which is equals to minus b upon a, right? Now let us substitute the value. Sum of zeros, that means minus root 3 plus root 3 equals to minus. Now what is the value of b here? Can you find the value of b here? No, because there is no term of x. What is b? b is the coefficient of x, and since there is no x here, we can write the value of b as 0 upon the value of a. What is the coefficient of x square? It is 1. That means the value of a will be 1. Now let us solve this. This will be 0 here and this will be 0 here. That means LHS equals to RHS. That means the very first relationship is verified. Now let us see the product of zeros. Product of zeros. Product of zeros is equals to C upon A, right? Now let us multiply the zeros, which is minus root 3 into root 3 equals to the value of C. The constant term is 3, right? No, it is minus 3. Do notice the sign also, okay? Minus 3 upon the value of a is 1. You know that root 3 is 3, right? So it will be minus 3 here, and on the right hand side it will be minus 3, which means the left hand side is equals to the right hand side. This way we have verified the relationship. Now let us see the example 4. Now let us see the fourth example. This will be the last example for this video. I will discuss the fifth example at the end of this chapter because it is based on the optional exercise. So we will see it there only. Okay. Now let us see the fourth example, which is find a quadratic polynomial, the sum and the product of whose zeros are minus 3 and 2 respectively. Now in this question, they are asking you the quadratic polynomial. They have not given you the quadratic polynomial. That means you have to frame the quadratic polynomial. In the beginning of this video, I gave you a formula how to make the quadratic polynomial. It is k times px is equals to k times x square minus alpha plus beta, that means sum of zeros, into x plus alpha beta, that means product of zeros. Now you are given with the sum of zeros, right? Minus 3 is the sum of zeros and 2 is the product of zeros. So let us write it as, let alpha and beta be the zeros of the required polynomial, because the polynomial is not given here, required polynomial. Now here in the question it is given that alpha plus beta equals to minus 3, right? It is given, and alpha beta is equals to 2. It is also given in the question. We need to substitute the value here. So the polynomial will be px is equals to k times, where k is any constant, okay, k is a constant here. Now k times x square minus the sum of zeros, put the value of sum of zeros as minus 3 into x plus alpha beta, that means product of zeros, which is 2 here. Now in this case, what is the denominator of the polynomial? It is 1, okay, it is a 1. The denominator of the polynomial is 1 here. So assume the value of k as 1 only. So you will get x square plus 3x plus 2. Okay. Now let us assume that let k equal to 0. Let k equals to 1. Let k equals to 1. So px will be equals to x square plus 3x plus 2. Now in the exercise you will see how to assume the value of k here. Okay. That is all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, if you have any query with this chapter or any previous chapter, you can ask us on the mail given here. Till then, be happy, be safe, and study with Ma'am and Me Academy.